Hi everyone, welcome to Nice Driving 31. This is where I show clips that should be the norm, but unfortunately that's not always the case. If there's any things that you see in these clips that you don't do, try and implement it into your driving. The first thing you can do is look really far. My viewer spots the lorry with the oversized load and correctly and nicely holds back and waits. It's that simple. In this episode I'm going to be concentrating not looking at the hazard but looking at the space available, and there was obviously very little. And notice when there is space is generally the time you'll be on the move again. All in all, today's going to be the polar opposite of the DVSA's hazard perception test, which teaches you to stare at hazards. My viewer correctly assesses the space and doesn't stare just at the cyclist. And this correctly leads them to slow down. What about when you get the sneaky feeling someone's going to use your space? Again, my viewer was well onto this. Nice job. Who's going to invade my viewer's space here? It's obvious, isn't it?
In the disappointed remain camp. For them, that's what Brexit means.
When you see an emergency service vehicle, again try not to target fixate. Think of the space that they need. I think my viewers already spotted them. They're growing the space in front. Perfect. It's that simple if you think of the space and don't just stare at the hazard. Who's going to invade my viewer's space here? Scan around. Again, I think it's obvious. And my viewer was easily able to sort out the poor driving. Nice job. Can a dented car help you spot potential problems? Being impatient, or patient in this case, is also how you view space. Sometimes learner drivers occupy the space that you wish to use for a little longer. But remember, it's not your space, you just got to wait for it. Nice job by my viewer here.
I was going to say, I rather suspect they're learning clutch control. And they're panicking now.
Rather than focusing at the learner who's stalling, think about the space that's not available yet. Now it is. Remember, we've all had to learn at some point. I'm sure most of you by now have heard me say about driving in a staggered formation, and especially at roundabouts, and this is exactly why. People can then make a mistake and it's still not a problem. Would you be going past at this point, or would you hold back? Now you should grow that space again. My viewer starts to do it nicely. Again here, don't target fixate at the lorry. You might be fearful of it, but look at the space and think of the space that's required. Staring at the hazard keeps you scared. Thinking of the space keeps you in charge. Never compromise your own safety space. It's vital. How easy was that? When it's done properly. The hazard perception test doesn't teach people to slow down when space could be compromised. My viewer slows down and doesn't just say, "It's my priority, they should slow down for me." Even though we've got some lovely VFO footage, we can't see behind, but using your mirrors effectively and not target fixating on something in front is also a big part of it. My viewer's onto it though. They see a space arriving from the back and use that space to aid people flow in front. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone who's used my links in the description to save themselves an extra 5% on a VFO dashcam. Nice, thoughtful and patient driving from my viewer there. In this clip, try and work out who is going to be invading my viewer's space. Reacting and stopping yourself colliding with someone is nice driving. However, I do think my viewer should have been a little more staggered in that situation. This would have made this event more planned and less reactive. My viewer's going all the way round again now. Again, some really nice VFO footage, but add a polarizing filter to your order. It stops this glare on your windscreen. In these conditions, you need to give even more time and space, and especially with animals being even more unpredictable than humans. The oncoming vehicle also did a great job. If it's safe to do so, motorists should give up priority and allow pedestrians to use the space at entrances and exits to junctions. This is another DVSA debacle, just like the hazard perception test. But it was nice here to see majority of the drivers playing ball. My viewer's not target fixated on the vehicles in front, they're appreciative of the space to the left. But look at the vehicles from behind. First the Audi driver, and then the van driver. Sometimes doing the correct things and nice things gives you more problems. But the mistake happened when the driver of the Audi and the van just target fixated at my viewer. You can clearly see the difference, can't you? Look at the people behind also. When people target fixate, they rarely adjust their speed. But my viewers already worked out there are a number of lorries and vehicles in lane 1 that they're trying to merge into. And the safer option, especially in these weather conditions, is to hold back, let them pass and merge safely after. How many people approaching behind my viewer, if they were doing this, would have just been target fixated at my viewer and wondering what they were doing? Do you really read the bigger picture? Or would you have been thinking, what's this idiot doing going so slow? Nice thought with this clip, I like that one. Some people are often that fearful of cyclists and being a problem to them that they don't look at the space either. I promise you, target fixation and fear cause a lot of close passes. Not my viewer though. Another nice job at creating a little bit of space for the emergency services. And this isn't just done with steering, it's done with your feet more than you think. But also remember, you don't have to jump on your brakes and stop the moment that you see any blue flashing lights. One of the main reasons why people have so many problems with this pedestrian priority rule is because they target fixate. It's actually very easy to do if you scan around and look. My viewer's got it. What about the car to the left? Nice job. We even got a grateful jog. My viewer does a great job, but there's an actual and real danger of someone coming up behind, target fixating, and overtaking. Another potential case of, why is this idiot stopping? Poor drivers tend to steer to avoid, rather than using their eyes, their brains, and their feet. Do you remember in the intro, the first thing I said that you need to do is to look really far? Do you think my viewer does this well enough? Personally, I would have waited here. Although my viewer finds a solution, I think I've got to give this a must do better grade. The Nissan Juke behind was very lucky that they were able to clear also. Please let me know what you think in the comments. My viewer's Waze satellite navigation warned them of this pending hazard up ahead. But how many people approaching behind would think, oh, this car's broken down, I'm overtaking? Too many people are in too much of a rush nowadays. And my advice is to take a little more time and take in more of your surroundings rather than just acting upon one thing. Thanks for tuning in. Keep safe everyone, and I'll see you soon.